Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be using two poison types. We're going to be going with the Alolan Grimer and Toxicroak. So for a few battles, we are going to be going with the Poison Jab and Dynamic Punch combination reverse Toxicroak that we did use yesterday. But I found that the counter Sludge Bomb combination with Swampert and the Alolan Grimer was just going to work so much better. There was no need for two Poison Jabbers. Although there could be some sort of play in where it does come very useful. But we're just going to go ahead and switch those up. So that's the moves I'm going to have on Toxicroak. And of course you can see the Poison Jab, Crunch, and Sludge Bomb on the Grimer. And then the standard moves on the Swampert. We're going to be going with Hydro Cannon, of course, and Sludge Wave. So we're going to be doing an all poison type style team. I know Swampert isn't poison, but it's got a poison type move, which is going to be actually coming in very clutch for us to take some wins here. So with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up. And you guys are supporting me quite a bit on the whole drone thing. It does take a bit of time and a little bit more effort, but you guys are giving me that support, and therefore I'm going to be bringing it back. And bear with me, before we get into the commentary here, I just got to say something else. Well, actually, this is where Dynamic Punch came in pretty useful. I think Sludge Bomb would have been fine, but this was really good for me. But anyways, what I was going to say is I'm fairly new at drone footage and flying. So if I'm moving the camera a little fast, don't worry. Just, you know, you're watching me as I progress and get better at this. So we're just experimenting, doing different shots. Then one you're going to see at the end here is kind of just like a tour of a little bit of more of a ground style drone footage or whatever. But anyways, enough of all that. Let's go ahead and see what we have going on here for these battles up against a Scrafty. Hitting that Sludge Bomb, letting it go through, looking good. Now at this point, we're going to let it go through because I don't think they're going for a foul play. Yep, another power-up punch, and we're able to Poison Jab down. And we do have a Stunfisk out here. I was going to call it Galarian. It is just the regular one. We're able to do some bonus damage before we're going down. And they weren't able to get too much farm. Now, both of the Pokemon that we do have in the back are going to be good up against this Swampert more so because we're not taking super effective from the Mud Bomb, but it is doing a bunch. And Toxicroak does have Mud Bomb as well. So they're going to be swapping into Skarmory. This is actually really good. We've got to be a little concerned about that quick move damage, but at this point, they do take us down. We can just go in here and farm down with Toxicroak and have some of those Mud Bombs ready to go for that Stunfisk. So we're going to go ahead and shield this up because the Swampert is just putting on too much pressure at this point. We can't let it go. Hitting this Hydro Cannon, we're getting the last shield, instantly swapping into our Toxicroak. And seeing that we have a shield left, that is our saving grace here. So we're going to shield this up, prepare for a possible switch, and there it is. And we're going to go for that Mud Bomb here. I'm just hoping that the few counters are going to do it. And 1, 2, beautiful, able to take them down there. This is why counter, you know, is just so good on Toxic. Counter in general, if it's getting stabbed from anything, is just a flat out OP move. It's probably one of the best quick moves in a Pokemon Go, period, as far as Go Battle League is concerned. So anyways, we had an interesting lead. They're swapping into Lickitung XL, and we're going to go ahead and bring in that Toxie and do the Toxie thing. So we're, you know, we don't need to hit Sludge Bomb right now. That's not, you know, we want to get a little farm here, maybe a shield or letting it go through. That's fine. This Body Slam is going to, you know, hurt quite a bit. We're just going to bring it into the low red, but we're going to be able to still farm down. So there's no need to use a shield. We are down a shield and going for the Sludge Bomb, expecting a shield at this point from them, and that is fine. And there we go. Grimer is going to be great to go up against this thing. As a matter of fact, Swampert, you know, if they're not resisting water, then Swampert's going to be good, right? No matter what. But since the Ice Punch is going to be somewhat threatening to the squishy Shadow Swampert, we're just going to go ahead and go in here with Grimer. Taking neutral damage from the counter from that Medicham. They're bringing in a Napoleon and maybe trying to catch a Sludge Bomb. We're just swapping in general, so we're going to go ahead and bring in our Swampert here. This is, it's okay. Just check out the damage here from the Hydro Cannon. I mean, this thing is just dumb. All right, so there you go. And we're doing super effective with the quick move, which is just great. So getting this off, I mean, as much as I would love to farm down, that's not the realistic situation here. We need to take it out, bring it in the Medicham, putting on the pressure, having them throw their energy here. Okay, Ice Punch, down we go. Bringing in our Grimer, and just barely any health left. We're just going to go ahead and throw that Crunch, and they're shielding it up. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to win that. Getting countered down. There was a little bit of lag at the end, but it didn't really matter. Why is there always lag at the end? At the very end. It's so weird. All right, so we have an absolutely beautiful matchup here up against the Galarian Slowbro. This was just beautiful. Now, our quick move is just flat out resisted. We resist Psychic with the Dark typing, but it is still putting on some decent damage, seeing that we are part Poison. But the Dark does have a good resistance to it. So I figured it was Focus Blast. That was a lot of energy. So it was a good call there. They've used 2 shields on it. Maybe trying to catch a Crunch here, which would have been a great play, but I wasn't too, excited to hit that charge move there. And we're able to go for the Sludge Bomb on the Azumarill, which was big. Compared to super effective stab to, resisted Dark move. So that was great. They are shieldless. We're going to go ahead and bring in Toxicroak and counter down. A little bit ambitious, right? But they, were able to do it. They were right there. I can guarantee you on a charge move. Going to go ahead and just throw the Mud Bomb here on the Skarmory because, what else are we going to do? I guess we could have retreated, but it's going to give the Swampert a little bit more play to take it out quicker with Hydro Cannon, but they're backing out and we're taking the win there. Moving on to our next battle, I'm going to be leading with Grimer the entire time. We have a Nidoqueen. So this is interesting. If we get hit by Earth Power, well, that's one and done. GG. So we need to look out. As far as the Poison Fang, it's obviously resisted, but it's going to start accumulating if they want to go for 1, then 2. It's going to wear us down, but I do believe we'll still be able to come out on top. Now, I did let this go through because we do have the Swampert, and what we're going to do here is just farm down. This is certainly not an Earth Power, it's a Poison Fang, so we got to look out for any sort of Razor Leaf user that's going to be entering the battle here, and it is a Jellicent, so I got to really play this out carefully because Toxicroak doesn't want to see Jellicent at all. Mud Bomb is neutral. It's not doing that much, right? Counters resisted, so we got to figure this out. I don't want to retreat quite yet. Unfortunately, I was really wanting to swap and catch possibly, but catching is still not going to be great. They're going for a bubble, lowering our attack. We're going to go for another Hydro Cannon here. As you can see, it really does still put on the pressure, even up against a tanky water type with this Shadow Swampert. Ridiculous. Going for another bubble, letting it go through, and I figured this was my best bet at this point, was to just like farm. They have a Galarian Stunfisk back there, and the Jellicent does have some loaded energy, so we kind of need to be careful here. And you know what, I don't know, honestly, because what if I would have just countered down and had energy ready to go? I'm pretty sure Toxicroak's attack is higher than Jellicent, right? So I guess we would have been able to get that. How much health does it have? Oh yeah, we could have totally won. So our win con here was to counter down the Galarian Stunfisk and then throw the Mud Bomb. But we didn't do that, so we're taking a loss there. It's always good to review some of your losses to see what you could have done better, but never to discredit the opponent. Usually, oh, well, if I would have done this, I could have beat him, It's like, good game, you got me, Maybe if I would have done this, possibly could have had a different outcome, right? Up against a Jirachi here. Doom Desire is neutral, but it does hurt like a son of a gun, so we're going to go ahead and shield it up. And then farm down. Not very effective Poison Jab, but we're taking him out, getting that crunch through. And going to go ahead and Sludge Bomb the Medicham here. Toxicroak would love to see that. Does not want to get hit by Psychic, obviously. It's going to be an easy one-shot at full health. Probably can take out like 2 Toxicroaks at full health. So we're getting to the crunch here. This is neutral damage, but, some damage better than no damage. And we're getting that final shield while we still have one left. The thing is vamped up to some degree and has some energy, so we're going to go ahead and just bring in Toxicroak here. What's it going to be? Are we going to call it? We're letting it go through. It is an Ice Punch. Fantastic. So they're Ice Punch and Power Up Punch. Building up a little bit of extra energy, and I figured this was a Power Up Punch, but I just didn't really want to risk it, unfortunately. So we're using our last shield. Let's just hope there's something in the back that Swampert's going to be able to take care of here. Oh, that's a Whimsicott, folks. What's going to happen? Remember how I said that the Sludge Wave is going to be coming in clutch for us? Well, here you go. There you go. Sludge Wave on Swampert is absolutely amazing, especially if you're Shadow. We're taking the win up against that Fairy and Grass. Oh boy. On to our next opponent here, and we're going to be met with a Galarian Stunfisk. We're going to instantly swap into our Toxicroak, seeing that we have 2 counters. As far as what's my safe swap, I know this team isn't the most balanced around. It really depends. More so Toxicroak, I guess, because if you swap into Swampert, they go in with the Grass. It's GG. So since we do have another counter to that Galarian Stunfisk, which is going to be the Swampert, I figured Toxicroak is a safe swap to go into. And you see me hitting Sludge Bombs here. Maybe Mud Bomb is the way to go. If it's one last Hail Mary before you go down and you have the energy, sure, Sludge Bomb, okay? But otherwise, go Mud Bomb. You'll see an example later down the line here. So we're going up against this thing with our little Grimer here. We're going to actually farm it down. Throw in a Shadow Ball, and that's fine. Whoa, we're swapping into Swampert to start building up and locking ourselves in here up against the Sableye. Getting a little interesting. Now, the reason why I did that is I figured my primary threat, which is going to be the Jellicent up against the Swampert, has been eliminated. So I figured that was the primary threat to the Shadow Swampert. Figured go in here and just start farming up, looking good. Up against the Sableye, we're going to go ahead and shield up that foul play. The Grimer's low on health. This isn't... I think they're almost at 2 foul plays again, so as much as I would have liked to farm, bringing in the Galarian Stunfisk here. This is getting tricky. Ooh. That was annoying. Okay. That was a freaking annoying thing. I didn't want to swap. I actually was trying to swap beforehand, but it swapped after the fact. So, lovely. How are we going to play this off here? Getting to the Hydro Cannon. That Sableye's got a charge move, I do believe, unless we can farm it down. Nope, nope. Again, another kind of a... I wouldn't call that a misplay. It was just more of a... literally a split second too slow in trying to swap in my Pokemon. So, hey, it is what it is. Good game. On to the next one. We're met with a Jellicent. Now, out of all the Pokemon that I do have, obviously, this is the matchup that I want to be met with here in the beginning with the Galarian Grimer here. So we're going to go ahead and let this go through because, well, Shadow Ball is resisted. Still doing a decent amount, but it's not threatening, right? Bubble Beam, also not threatening. Ice Beam is going to be doing the most damage. Well, I don't know. It might be close between Shadow Ball and Ice Beam, okay? Even though the Ice Beam or the Shadow Ball is resisted. So they're going for Ice Beam. We're shielding it up and farming down. 1-to-1 shield, great. And we have Energy, bringing in a Skarmory. This is good, and we will be going in with the Swampert and absolutely not shielding this up. So we just swap instantly here. Otherwise, they were going to farm us down, and we would have been in some trouble with a loaded up Skarmory back there, right? So we're going to go ahead and shield up the Sky Attack here, and now we are shieldless. Going for our first Hydro Cannon, and it is getting a little sweaty. So they're swapping to catch this Hydro Cannon here, and they bring in a Medicham. Okay, that's great. We're going to... well, there's nothing else we can do. I was going to say, we're going to go ahead and stay in here. We're locked. So yeah, no kidding, we're staying here. And we're getting off another one, taking him out. In comes the Skarmory and able to get to another Hydro Cannon. That's the power of Shadow Swampert when shields are down. Yeah, like I had to show you that, right? The thing is just so OP. Right, on to our next opponent. We're met with a Cresselia. Oh, very good. We still need to look out for Moonblast. You know, that's going to hurt quite a bit, actually. They're getting a little bit of energy and retreating to catch the Crunch here. And they're bringing in the Galarian Stunfisk. Fine by me. We're going to go ahead and swap into our Toxicroak. Now, the reason why we go Toxicroak and not Swampert is because we take a lot of damage from Confusion. Now, I did another thing to mess up here. I did a little boo-boo. And that was going to be, I should have farmed a little bit more. Enabled myself to potentially get to a Sludge Bomb on the Cresselia. Unfortunately, only able to get to a Mud Bomb, and they're able to farm us up here. Yeah, it's not the worst situation. It's all good. We're going to go ahead and bring in the Grimer here. We will be shielding this first one up because it's just Moonblast. I just don't want to take that damage. And seeing that they have Confusion, they're going to be charging up a lot slower than Psycho Cut. Taking them out. They're still holding on to 2 shields. They got a Scrafty back there. And this is kind of starting to look up, but things can go south, so let's not get too hyped quite yet. Seeing that I'm showing quite a bit of losses here, you never know what this is going to be, win or loss here. Going for a bait. Massively resisted dark move because of it is dark and fighting itself, so a big resistance to it, but we're getting a shield, which is great. Shielding up, unfortunately shielding up that power punch, but you can't be too careful. I mean, when it comes down to these last bits of battles here, and we're able to get to the Hydro Cannon. Big win here. Really needed this, obviously, otherwise it would have lost and or taken a win. Okay, thank you, Swampert, putting in that work for us. Let's go. All right, and we're Tropius. That's just absolutely beautiful. It did have Razor Leaf, so we have to note that. Swampert is just going to melt in a matter of like 2 seconds. They are going into a Bastiodon here, and this is where having counter is just going to be an absolute, just amazing thing. I mean, Poison Jab would have been able to do there, right? Not too much. So we're going to be farming all the way down, going for the Sludge Bomb, and they have a XL Wobbuffet. Let's go. I am currently working on mine as well, and honestly, this person inspired me to... I almost wanted to start using mine again. We've used our regular one, level 40, before, and it actually pulled off some crazy wins. As a matter of fact, we made a video about it. It was like Staller team. We used like Cresselia and something else, and Suicune or something, and it was just fun, right? But anyways, we're going to go ahead and bring in the Swampert here, and yeah, this is okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm joking. This is just great. I mean, we still have 2 shields. Now at this point, it's just entertaining to see how much damage these Pokemon are doing with their quick moves. So up against Tropius, which is a pretty tanky Pokemon, gonna go ahead and go for the Crunch. No need to go for the Sludge Bomb overkill here and taking them out. They have that Wobbuffet back there. For some reason, I shield this up. Unnecessary, but just in case they hit return, even though that wouldn't have done that much damage, it doesn't really matter. Getting to the Crunch, taking the win on the Wobbuffet, looking good. And moving on to our next opponent. If you forgot, make sure you hit that like button. It really does help me out, and I do appreciate it, folks. And we're met with a Galarian Stunfisk here. This is not particularly great for me at all. You kind of maybe want to swap as soon as you can. And what I'm doing here is thinking, okay, I'm going to have them use their energy. But at this point, they go for a Rock Slide, and they still have some, leftover energy here. And I don't necessarily want to bring in a Pokemon yet, so we're just going to let it take us out, unfortunately. Bring it in the Swampert, or it's a Toxicroak. And I figured, are they going to get to Earthquake? Yeah, that's Earthquake. Let's shield it up. And sure enough, it definitely was. So what we can do here and try to pull this off is farm down. Bunch of energy. 1 shield. They have 2. Oh boy, this is not good. They have a Charmuser. But you want to see something funny? Okay, let's bait 2 times. Realistically, we had the Sludge Bombs both times, so they're not shielding up something unnecessary. Swapping into, one of my most disliked Pokemon as far as its moves, not the Politoed in general. It's just its moves and what it does in its shadow. We're getting that Sludge through. Big thing here. Let's go. And we're seeing the Granbull come back in. We're able to get to the Hydro Cannon and take the win. No need to go for this Sludge Wave. Let's go. Shadow Granbull. That charm hurts a lot. Next battle, we're going to be met with another Politoed coming back for some more. A little bit of seconds here. So I say bring it on. Bring it on, little toady. So we're going to go ahead and let this Weather Ball go through. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot, and it is spammy. Very, very spammy. So we're going to go ahead and go for the Crunch. Getting a shield. Great. Figured as much, so that's why we didn't go for the Sludge Bomb. And I do believe we will shield this up now. We're going to go for another Crunch and try to take the win here. Even though it is really spammy, the little Grimer is a little soldier. Putting in that work. Taking down that Politoed. It really does hit hard with Crunch and Sludge Bomb. It's great. They're bringing in a Skarmory, and this is not the best, to be honest, because what's happening here is, sure, we're going to get this Crunch off, no problem, but we have a Swampert. Quick move's not very effective. Counter on Toxicroak is okay, but they're going to be able to outpace us, so unfortunately, we got to go in here with Swampert. Shield up this first one. It is a Sky Attack. Getting this off as soon as we can and hoping they don't catch it with another water type. Highly unlikely if they had a Politoed in the front. And they're getting to a Sky. I thought this might be a Brave Bird, but Sky Attack, we survive. Incredible. They swap to catch this Hydro Cannon here. And they go into a Meganium. So I'm thinking, crap, I lost. They're going to get to Earthquake. Okay. So we're going to just throw this here. I mean, I figure maybe we could just push it over one more counter. Oh, so close. And I'm like, it's over, but I guess they got nervous. Went for Frenzy Plant. We take the win there. In comes the Skarmory. We take the win here. We're going to go for the Mud Bomb. Looking good. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And enjoy this drone footage that I did here for you guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care, trainers.